say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And that was Skylar Cole singing the national anthem. A fantastic rendition. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Our game tonight featuring the Toronto Raptors as they go up against the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Center. Alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline, this is Kevin Harlan. Hey, Dave.
Thanks very much. Now, you may ask why Scotty Barnes is so competitive. He says it started while I was young. I had two brothers, and we always wanted to be better than each other. We just competed. As a kid, I just wanted to beat other people, no matter what it was. Kevin, whether it was foot races or basketball, he's still getting after it. Back to you.
He has. Not much has changed, has it, DA? Thank you. Here are the five for the Raptors. Anunoby in at the forward with Barnes next to him. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. And it's Siakam in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Dallas, the backcourt pair will be Doncic and Dinwiddie. Inside for him, it'll be Finney-Smith and McGee. And it's Bullock in at the small forward.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
And so off the tip, it's Toronto. And here is Van Vliet. Here's Siakam. It's rebounded by Dallas. A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable. And they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their career. All the officials are all over that one.
Dallas shooting their first free throws of the game.
And their numbers from the line last season, they're good, just not great. About 77% as a team.
That's good from McGee. And while it's still very early in the season, the top teams, Greg, have already started to distinguish themselves across the NBA.
Getting off to a hot start, always a good sign. But don't sleep on the teams that are still getting locked in. A lot can change in the coming months.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
And the question for the Mavs is simple. How do you best build around Luka Doncic? They'll try to answer that in the coming year.
And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. Back to Dinwiddie. On the wing, Doncic. Covered by Van Vliet. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. McGee against Barnes. Pass to Siakam. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes. And, Greg, it just seems for the Mavs it's all about finding the right fit for the role player.
And that's why this team was willing to move on from Porzingis. Going forward, you could see them look a lot like the Harden-era Rockets.
Here's Dinwiddie. Following the basket by Pascal Siakam. Shot clock at 5. Dinwiddie kicks to Doncic. Traps in the tray.
And without much left to prove, Doncic still trying to hone the consistency of that three ball. But the confidence, no doubt, is there.
Here's Van Vliet. Count the basket.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And also a lot of skill. This is exactly the type of thing you practice for over and over again.
Here's Dinwiddie. Following the basket by Fred Van Vliet. Dinwiddie passes to McGee. He gets it in there. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Pass to Siakam. McGee with the block. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you've got to love that energy.
A different look for Dallas. Dwight Powell's checked in for JaVale McGee. Christian Wood comes in for Reggie Bullock. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Dinwiddie. And Toronto also making a switch. Achua's checked in. For 3, Van Vliet. Powell pulls it in.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And Smitty, Fred Van Vliet has really come into his own as a starter.
He has, Kevin. He has proven he can run an offense. He's also a dynamic and confident scorer and someone you can depend on to sink big-time shots.
Van Vliet deciding where to go with it. Passes it to Achua. And a miss there on the triple. Mavericks leading by 4. 51 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Hardaway finds Doncic. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
I like the efficiency here. 3 out of 4 shooting, just taking what the defense gives him.
And you watch the way Doncic runs this offense. He's become a master at the pick and roll. Incredible to see someone run it to perfection.
Frank Ntilikina is checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
One shot.
One shot.
And it feels like Doncic has risen to stardom so fast. His drive to be an all-time great is very evident.
Now here's Flynn. Driving inside. Doncic with the block. And it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Doncic. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Outside Flynn. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Achua.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing the defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
Here's Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
They're playing well. They're building momentum. This is how they can turn a small lead into a big one.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Right back after this break. So far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
And that has helped them build an advantage here, playing with good focus and good energy.
Dallas leading by 9.
Looking at the Raptors roster, basically the entire squad is under 30. Their key players are extremely young, a great sign for the future.
On the wings, it's Dinwiddie and Hardaway Jr. Wood out there with Maxi Kleber. And it's Ntilikina in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Frank Ntilikina. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Lock at 6. The pass to Kleber. Trying to find Wood. Gets it to him. Basket counts. Wood's got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs. Yeah, youth is on their side. And Smitty, since winning that title in 2019, the Raptors have totally turned over their squad.
Kawhi, Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka, all have left Toronto, Kevin, replaced with much younger players. Give Toronto's front office credit for retooling quickly.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. A busy few years for Nick Nurse. In 2019, he helped lead the Raptors to the title, and he was the 2020 Coach of the Year. He says, it means a lot to me that this city and this country loves this team so much, and we can go out there and give them something to be proud of. Of course, Kevin, he's been a key part of that success. Back to you.
Maybe the single most important part of their success, DA. Thank you so much. Dallas making a switch here. McGee's checked in. And Fred VanVleet, a player who has always shot well from outside.
And Kevin VanVleet has continued to kind of take on more of an offensive load. Increased his volume while maintaining efficiency. Not every player able to do that.
Throw good, VanVleet. More and more defenses switch everything now, Steve. And if you were coaching, is that how you'd play it? Is that how you would teach it?
You know, Kevin, yes, sometimes you have to switch, but I think the best coaches, what they do best is they show you different looks. And timely, they'll do it. Sometimes they'll trap it, sometimes they'll hedge to pick and roll, and sometimes they'll just go under.
The Mavericks, GA, have been trying to tighten up their defense the past few seasons, and it's beginning to show.
And we're seeing signs that the players are getting the message, and they're spending more energy at that end of the floor, and that's essential for any elite team.
Now here's VanVleet. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Mavericks with the rebound. McGee's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now Dinwiddie still looking for his first bucket in this one. Here's VanVleet. The feed to Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
As a distributor, Fred VanVleet is so effective. He knows when and where to feed his guys.
Outside Hardaway. .151 left to play in the first half. Dinwiddie against VanVleet. Here's Finney-Smith. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 3rd assist on the night. VanVleet passes to Young. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Gary Trent Jr., 3rd.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
And it'll be the Mavericks with their first time out here of the game. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
They knew that the arena would be rocking. And if they could execute well on the offensive end, they knew they could quiet down this hostile crowd.
for some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Reggie Bullock comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Doncic is subbed in for Hardaway. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Bullock dishes to Dinwiddie. Back to Bullock, inside, stolen by Van Vliet. A shot. And they'll get another chance. Achua kicks to Van Vliet. It's rebounded by Dallas. McGee's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far. And that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
Barnes with it. He had 16 points in the win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and I look at his total effect on the scoring, both as a passer and a shooter. Incredibly productive.
Doncic passes to McGee. Doncic against Van Vliet. And it's Doncic missing. Raptors trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
You can't teach court awareness. Barnes understands when his guys are uncovered.
Doncic fires from way outside. Can't connect from long distance. Here's Van Vliet. No good from 18.
And that's okay. Even though you miss, you had the right guy taking the shot.
And so it's Dallas with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Nick Nurse. Coach, the efficiency wasn't there in the first half. What adjustments do you need to make?
I thought we got pretty good shots, you know, and if we're not going to score, it makes getting our defense set up difficult. So you got to keep shooting and hopefully start making some of them.
You can't score until you shoot, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny and Shaq's insights on that first half, let's look ahead and check out the upcoming schedule. Some exciting games in store for us. Shaq, rate your level of excitement on a scale from 1 to 1,000,000.
I'm going to go with 900,000, 800,000, 750,000.
Final answer? Okay. Incorrect.
Well, I'm glad you didn't ask me.
And now switching gears to our featured game, a phenomenal first half for the Mavericks.
This offense has been off the charts good. I mean, we're seeing player movement, ball movement, guys are getting in the right spots and spacing on the floor.
Just an incredible first half display. That'll do it for our show tonight. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send you back to Kevin Harlan for more hoops action.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what you're seeing from Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Setting the floor for the Raptors. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. Anunoby in at the forward with Barnes next to him. And it's Siakam in at the 5, down low. Doncic with the steal. And it's Bullock in the corner. Goes back up, and Doncic lays it in. Doncic has got the lead up to 12 now for Dallas.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Siakam against McGee. Crafty move. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And you watch the way that Siakam plays. It can get you in the open court or in half-court sets. Great forward who gives you a little bit of everything.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing. And for Siakam, Greg, he almost epitomizes the modern forward.
And that's not to say he's the best forward, but he displays all the skills you now expect from that position. Solid player who any team would love to have.
Wood, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Good on the second free throw.
The length and athleticism of Pascal Siakam is special. This is why he's such a big part of this team.
Now, here's Doncic. 12 points for him. Now, here's Dinwiddie. For three, Bullock. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Looking to make plays for others. We've seen this from him all night.
There's been an emphasis on ball movement, and he's been a major catalyst.
Mavericks leading by 14. Here's Finney-Smith. Back to Dinwiddie. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Gary Trent Jr. The Mavericks shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
Spencer Dinwiddie, 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And a deep roster for the Raptors. But, Smitty, do they have the star power, the star talent to win big?
Well, they have Scotty Barnes. He was last season's Rookie of the Year. His growth will be key. But with Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam, all-star caliber players, Toronto's not shy on talent, Kevin.
And the second free throw, good. We talk about players. We talk about coaches and GMs, but not too much about owners and their effect on the game and the organization.
Kevin, the owners for me are A1. It starts from the top. They're the ones who hire the team president, GMs, and coaches. And certainly, there's some teams who have some great owners.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, from the step back to his attacking style, some have compared Luka Doncic to the Bear, James Harden. There are some similarities, Harden said. Being able to dictate and control the game like he does, he never lets anyone speed him up, and he gets what he wants. Back to you, Kevin.
He always has. They're both pretty fun to watch. David, thank you.
And there's a lot of power behind Woods' dunks. He's not going to get cheated when he takes it to the rim.
Out of bounds, Dallas will take possession.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Dinwiddie. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged about 13 points a game last season. 5 assists and 4 rebounds. Just a fantastic scorer off the bench. Always a factor in every game he plays.
What I love is he heats up quick because when you're on the second unit, you have no time to mess around.
Here's Ntilikina. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Wood can't hit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Trent outside. Good D by Hardaway.
Unusual for him, just a lack of concentration. Fails to finish the play.
Ntilikina kicks to Hardaway. Wood with the screen for Hardaway. From 11 feet away, Birch grabs the board. Raptors trail by 15. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Dinwiddie with the steal. Pass to Nilikina. Here's Wood. 6 on the shot clock. Driving in. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And really every team had the chance to sign Wood early on, but passed. And this man just kept working, and now when healthy, he's becoming a force.
The Mavericks shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. The first free throw is good. All free throws good from Wood. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Back to the action in just a minute. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. At the guard positions, it's Doncic and Hardaway Jr. Reggie Bullock is out there with Maxi Kleber, and it's Powell in at the 5 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. And here is Doncic. Pass to Kleber. Out to Doncic. Locked up there for Powell. Now, here's Kleber. Not a lot of room. Here's Doncic. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Now, Siakam. Shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Outside Hardaway. Doncic with it. Picked up by Van Vliet.
That was excellent contest, preventing him from making something that's usually automatic.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Passes it to Siakam. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Van Vliet's got 3 assists tonight.
Wiry, strong Pascal Siakam with the nice move in that painted area.
Now, here's Doncic. Back to Hardaway. Lets it go with the 3. And that's good. Luka Doncic for 3. Doncic has got 5 points in the quarter.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
And the Raptors call time here. different look for Dallas. JaVale McGee's checked in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Maxi Kleba. And Dinwiddie's subbed in for Hardaway. And the Raptors with the ball. They trail by 18. Out to the right wing. For three, Siakam. That shot, no good. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Dinwiddie with it. Doncic outside. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. With the step back. Stolen by Bullock.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Mavericks.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense will force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Luka Doncic.
Throughout the night, he was their catalyst at the offensive end. Play after play was run through him with great success.
Here's Doncic, following the basket by Pascal Siakam.
An impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
They gave the team tremendous energy tonight. The fans were fantastic. It was a true home court advantage.
Van Vliet finds Barnes, pulls it up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
It's on Luka Doncic.
He's always pressing the action. Van Vliet just never backs down. Makes him hard to contain.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
You have to love Fred Van Vliet's sheer tenacity out on the floor. He doesn't allow himself to be intimidated on either end and always comes at you with his best.
That one is no good. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks, Kevin. Luka, you played well and you got the win. So what made the difference?
Yeah, I think we had a great game. You know, I think it was a great game today. You know, we step up together, play good defense, and it was a great win.
Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us as we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.